Hello and welcome everybody. Farmer Donkey here. We are on our Calmlands one tile challenge again. We are currently in our canola field because it is ready to harvest. So we're running through real quick and getting up all of our canola. Um, Today we got quite a bit to do. We have to finish getting all of the straw off of our barley field. We also have to get the canola harvested, and then we have, I believe, some mowing to do. So we're gonna be very busy. Um, yeah, just trying to get this all situated. All right, there we go. Get our headlands done. That way we don't have to worry too much about the trees that are getting bigger and bigger. At least I think our, it's like it says it on the map. I need to go and actually take a look at the grass field to see if it says it's actually ready. Um, but I am excited to use our new-ish mower. See what that will do for us. Besides doing two things at once, we should also be able to turn it into a mulcher and mulch our fields for the first time before we plant. I do think we have, if we look at our crop calendar, we do have a little bit of time before we need to plant our barley field again. But I think what I wanted to do is kind of want to hold off on doing barley this year, as we've done it quite a few times. But what we haven't done is we haven't done sorghum. And one of the other things that we might be interested in doing, is we haven't done sunflowers either. Now I know our production can use both of them, I believe. I think it can make sorghum into flour. We'll have to look here in a second. Just trying to get around the field, not that one. Little off track. Don't you hate when you have one line selected and then it says no, you don't actually want to harvest that line, you want to go to the one next to it. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna get our canola up off the field, and then I think we will probably go ahead and do a little bit of a jump cut here, just to get the canola harvested, and then we'll come back in when we are mowing. So we will see you then. We are back after harvesting our canola field. After filling up our mill, we are left with 3,600 liters left over that we're going to plop down in our silo. So we'll probably end up having to put that in next month, maybe the month after. But it's going to be a little bit to, just a little bit to put back in. We did put all of the straw into our cattle pen, just so there, whenever we do get the manure pit situated there, it'll be ready for manure. I am going to adjust this real quick. There we go. And customize, yes. Okay. Because today is the best day for selling some of our furniture. So, we do want to get that sold. We still have a little bit of silage to either put into our cattle pen or sell. I think we're going to end up selling it. We do have a worker out on the field mulching, just because it was taking a little bit more time to harvest, and so we went ahead and put a worker out there. So yeah. We are going to load this up. And sell most of our furniture real quick. So we got 12 pallets of furniture all loaded up. It does say that the best price to sell them is at our house, but we know that we're not going to get any more money out of there. So the second best place to sell them was right here. And there we go. We got about 23,000 for those 12 pallets, which is awesome. So I think we will go ahead and sell all of them. Why we are doing this. Alright, there we go. And then we will take our flour up. Hold off on selling that for a minute. So we're doing pretty good. If we hop into our time saving stock check, what else is ready to be sold for a good price? Sorry about that. It looks like our prefab wall can be sold, and our planks long are at a good price, so we can sell those. We are producing about 1 pallet a month on those, so it's not too bad to go ahead and sell those. I still am thinking that we're gonna hold off on I would totally be able to load more, but yeah, we'll hold off on selling the 1 pallet just because we have them auto distributing to our carpentry shop. So there's that. I don't think we're going to worry so much about so we got that. Question is, can I get out of here? Alright. Very nice, very nice. We almost have 100,000. So, money-wise, what are we gonna do with all of this money? Well, as I said before, we want to probably put down some sunflowers and sorghum. Well, we don't have what we need to plant those just yet. Um, we would need a planter to do both of those crops. So I'm thinking that we are going to be looking at getting a planter, so we have that ready to go to sell. Well, not to sell, to plant. Okay. To plant our crops. I'm trying to launch tractors into the air, because I just do not care. Did not mean to get out. Alright, and now the storage is full. So, what I can do, since we're not really storing lettuce anymore, we'll pull that out. And then we will have to probably think a little bit about increasing our amount of storage, because we still have a ton of flour to go through, as well as our canola oil. And then all of our eggs throughout the year. So we'll get rid of our lettuce real quick. And that'll give us a little bit of space. Right, perfect. Looks like our buddy is done with the mulching over here. So that will be ready for seeding with, I think we're going to go ahead and use the oilseed radish, I cannot speak, as a cover crop, since we're not going to be planting until February. Oh yeah, no, that's perfect. Perfect. Alright, so I think we're done with this trailer. But now we have to empty out our silage bunker just a little bit, so we can cut the grass and get that all put in there. Alright, so we can park this right here. And then we'll go grab our forge wagon. But you know, I just remembered something else that we had done on this playthrough. So remember when I had thought that there was a roller in the shop? Well, I remember us selling our roller, and all it was a grass roller, which is not great for us because we cannot roll our fields. So, that being said, we will have to get another roller. Thankfully, we have plenty of income between now and planting season. because I believe in, what is it, January, we'll sell our flour. I think it's December that we sell our oil. So those two things are going to be great for us. I don't remember exactly when we will be selling any dairy products. And speaking of dairy products, that's another thing that we're going to need. Is we're going to need something to do with our dairy products. We have milk coming in, and I don't think we're gonna use that production anymore. So I think what we can do, yeah. So we still have 200. So I think I will change it to selling. But it is currently already at the top of the hour. I should have switched that before. Yep, no big deal. We will probably just get stuck and drive like a maniac. That's what happens when you put Dnkey behind a tractor. You're gonna get roads that go all over the place. But no, what was I saying? Alright, so we'll take a load to the cows after we hit a tree. So money-wise, we're looking pretty good. There's a couple of things we do need to do. We need to get a barrel to move our milk and slurry. We need to get our planter. Need to mow grass so we can get a little bit more silage. I know we're not using nearly as much silage as we are producing, which I mean isn't a bad thing. But yeah, so we'll sell the cement that we have stored, because we still have that one pallet of cement ready to go. Did I miss the sell trigger? I think we did. There it is. Okay. And then in 100 hours, our trees will be fully grown. So that's when we're going to be starting to fill up our sawmill all the way. And of course, that will open us up a little bit more room for planting some more trees. I think where we want to empty out first is probably going to be in our cattle pen, just because, well, around our cattle pen, I should say, And then we might actually cut down that row of trees right there this episode, just so we can try and get um, a bunker for our manure. And that will be very helpful for us. That'll be something else that we can sell from our cows. I'm not sure if we'll look into getting a manure spreader, but we could definitely sell a bit more, well, a bit of the manure, and make an additional profit off of that. All right. And that should be one more load. I think I'll just take the rest of the silage to the cows. Um, and then we'll hop into the farm all and probably start mowing real quick. Yeah, so those trees down there look pretty good for that. We do have about 10,000 liters um, of wood still in our sawmill, but that is, it'll last us a little bit, but it's not going to last us forever. Alright, there we go. Woo! Right. So we'll just pull in here. We should hit the trigger. Yep, there we go. But alright, so our cows, they have 93,000 liters of straw, which is great. And then another 90,000 liters, well, 94,000 liters of silage. So that should hold them for a minute. Alright. Let's open this up. Open the menu up real quick. And we want to select the swathing mower. Alright. Let's see how well this works. A little squirrely at first. Another thing I did notice, why you guys weren't with me, was that our soil samples are getting a little out of date. They started to darken on the overlay screen. And so that's not the best for us. I also just remembered, if we do plant the oilseed radish, we probably will want a cultivator to go ahead and cultivate that under. Just because I don't think we're going to need the stones for anything else, so I really don't want to plow unless we absolutely have to. But using oilseed radish, we will have to till it under before we plant. Otherwise, we won't get a fertilizer state at all. So that is something we are going to have to think about as well. So we're currently sitting at 120,000. Um, so once we get this mode, I think we will take a quick look in the shop. And see what all we can get. So, I know I'm supposed to be saving money for our loan, but we needed a change of pace. Um, we really did. So, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and then I will catch up to you guys once this is done, so we can all take a look in the shop. So we will see you then. Alright, so we did go ahead and mow. We picked everything up, compacted it, and so now we are finally up at the shop. Now, I've been doing some thinking. Like, I do most of the times when I'm mowing, I do a little bit of thinking here and there. So, we do want to get a cultivator. There's this there's this John Deere. It's a 4-meter cultivator. It's just under 10,000. Sorry. And then we get a 3-meter disc harrow, or even up to a 5-meter for just about the same price. I was kind of thinking about that, but what I was thinking about is we need to go ahead and get the stuff that we're going to need now. And then probably when we do our winter sale, that's when we'll get stuff like our our planter. But we still need something that can carry some slurry. Now, this right here can carry 3,200 slurry, which isn't bad. And it's only 3,000. Yeah. So I think that might be what we go with. Is this. I think we will keep that one brown. Just because of, well, what it's carrying. But we still need a trailer for milk. And so we'll go back into barrels real quick. We had a pretty decent one at the start of this playthrough. But for $220 more, we can get one that's got 200 liters more. but I don't want to mix it up too much with... I think we might end up buying the one we had before, just to kind of keep it from being as confusing. We will go ahead and paint it white for milk. So we'll buy that. All right, so that's two things that we needed. Now, we did want to go ahead and get our cultivator of sorts, and we also need to get a roller. So I think for rollers, we're going to go ahead and get this Hydroflex. Okay. Now, actually, we might be able to afford everything now. So let's see. Which... So that can go up to 5 meters. That... Why? I don't... Is because it's a little heavier? I don't understand the difference. Why am I paying $5,000 more? Okay. Let's see. So we can get a 5 meter for 12,800, which isn't bad. Definitely would get the job done. But what is the difference? It looks the exact same. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Paint it red like our tractor. All right. Now, that leaves us with just at 100,000. There is... So I think we still will hold off on getting the seeder and, well, the planter for one reason and one reason only. Well, now that we have our milk barrel, we have cows that are, well, as we run over our milk barrel. Excuse me. We need somewhere to send our milk for processing. Now, we also need to be mindful of our loan, because we're not going to be getting any income for the next couple of months. So that is the biggest reason why we are holding off on buying the planter. So I think what we want to do is we're going to stop over here. But we want to put down a dairy. And like most things on our farm, we're going to be looking into a smaller one, just to try and keep things a little bit more compact. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the dairy over here, close to our... Well, I do want to leave a little bit of space. Yep, I think we'll plop it down right there. And that looks good to me. It cost us around 40,000, leaving us 62,000 in the bank. So overall, we did get a little bit of profit this month. We're not negative, which is a good thing. But we will go ahead and take our milk that we have and go and put that in for processing. Maybe. There we go. Alright. Just regular milk. Now, 3,000 liters isn't a whole lot, but for 30 cows, I'm not mad at it. So, especially when they're not running at 100%, they're just running at the 80% because we're only giving them silage, not TMR. So, that's not too terribly bad. Now, as far as what do we want to do with our milk? Alright, so we got milk. So we can make butter, cheese, or bottled milk. Now, bottled milk will end up doubling our amount of milk that we have. Butter, we lose a little bit, but it's still pretty high quantity. And cheese, we lose a third of it. So what is going to be our best as far as prices? All right. So butter. Butter can sell for 1,100. And let's see. Oh, cheese. Cheese sells for almost 2,000. So that's not bad. And then bottled milk. Where is the bottled milk? Is it up here? No. I wonder if it's just milk and then bottled. Yep. Okay. Okay, so 632. But we double what we have. So that'd be 1,200. And we're not taking any loss. I think, honestly, I think the cheese is going to be worth it. So we will go ahead and activate cheese. And we will get that running. So I think this is where we're going to go ahead and leave the episode here. It has been a pleasure hanging out with you all, and definitely, if you stuck around this long, please smash that like button for me and consider subscribing. Check out all the content creators that are doing this challenge in the description below. And until next time, peace.